Well, the next chapter in the Ghostbusters franchise hits theaters today. Ghostbusters Empire, Frozen Empire. Should you head to the multiplex to see the sequel? Well, when it comes to movie reviews, who are you going to call? Sean Chandler, the infamous movie reviewer from YouTube. Sean Chandler Talks About. Sean, now this is like an 80s weekend, because this is not the only movie from the 80s in the 2020s it's coming out. But I first want to get to Ghostbusters, and I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score. It says 44%. That's not good.
No.
What do you say?
Well, first off, I say 44% isn't good, but also if you stop and think about it, that's just it's an aggregator of positive and negative reviews. So that means almost half of critics recommend the film. If you put it that way, you go, okay, half people like it, half people don't like it, but it's not a good score. The thing about this movie is how much you enjoy it depends greatly on the mileage you get out of just loving spending time in the world of Ghostbusters. It expands the lore. You get more time with the new characters, the old characters. They bring some new characters in. We're back in New York City. The Ghostbusters are in full swing. As a lifelong Ghostbusters fan, I loved all that. I had a ton of fun with all of that, and I've seen the movie twice now. But, it feels like they shot the first draft of the script.
Oh.
And so there's pacing issues, there's too many characters, there's too many subplots, and so there's a lot of pretty obvious faults.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. So in 2016, I believe that's when you did your first real review.
It was.
And that was the original Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Which one's better, this one or that one?
I mean, I'd say this one is much better. It's truer to the original Ghostbusters. It's in that continuity. We have, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson are back in this film with new characters. And it feels like we're building and expanding that lore.
Okay.
But I just wish they could have done one more pass on the script to try and remove some characters that maybe didn't need to be there and just iron out the kinks. It's one of those movies where you watch it and you can immediately see the better version of it. Like you're having fun with it. There's things that you like about it, but you go, man, I just wish they'd gotten the script a little bit tighter.
Well, I
still enjoyed it. And I went to go see it Tuesday at a press screening. The Austin Ghostbusters were in attendance. So there's all these people decked out as Ghostbusters. Everyone I talked to had a blast with it, because if you like spending time in this world, it gives you more of that.
All right. Well, I'm a big fan. I will go see it. But there's another one that's from the 80s. So
yes.
That's a continuation. This is a remake of Roadhouse, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, which was replacing Patrick Swayze. Now, there's a lot of brouhaha, hub about this because it didn't go to theaters. It went straight to Amazon. What's your take on this?
I think that was a big, gigantic mistake. I actually saw the movie at its world premiere at South by Southwest. So it was a packed 1,200-seat theater that had Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor, and Post Malone in the room. So this movie played fantastic with a crowd. But it's that kind of movie where it's cliche. It's the outsider comes into town to clean things up. It's silly fun. It's harmless. And it just has all these moments where, cheer moments where with a group of people, it's fun to watch this guy beat up the people that have been making you mad the whole time. It's not a great movie. There's plenty of cliches. I think it loses a lot of the identity of the original Roadhouse, which is like the definitive bar movie and bouncer culture. And in this one, Jake Gyllenhaal is a former UFC fighter. And so it just loses a bit of what made Roadhouse distinct, but it's a fun time. And, if you just want cheesy one-liners and a bunch of action set pieces and Conor McGregor just going wild and crazy as a villain, it'll give you all of that. But you have to watch it on your couch on Amazon Prime, and it's a lot more fun to watch with a packed theater.
True. Well, if you're into theaters this weekend, they're going to be showing the trailer of another 80s classic. This is our final of the 80s in 2020. Beetlejuice coming back. Is it too late for a sequel for this movie?
That is my fear. So Tim Burton, the director of the original film, is back. Michael Keaton, star of the original film, he's back. I believe Winona Ryder is back. But it's been 35 years. And comedy is so timely. And, Michael Keaton in his 30s versus Michael Keaton in his 70s, can he still pull off the zany energy? I hope so. But anytime they do these long-delayed sequels, I'm always really, really nervous. I mean, you can feel the energy and they got the vibe right in the trailer, but I don't know. I'm just, there have been so many of these long delayed sequels that are so disappointing, and I don't want my heart to be broken again.
I agree with that completely. Well, you can check out Sean Chandler on YouTube. Sean Chandler Talks About. Sean, I'll tell you though, maybe that's when Michael Keaton did Beetlejuice. That was right after that he became Batman. So maybe he becomes Batman again. Who knows?
Again, yeah.
Again, yeah.
Maybe that's the stepping stone for another Michael Keaton return as Batman.
Absolutely. Sean, thanks so much, man, and have a great weekend.
You too.